Welcome, Taurus. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your full moon in Aries reading. This is a general reading. It is not going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, please look in the description box below for information about the different readings that I offer. I appreciate you being here. I'm glad to be here. I could not do what I do without your presence. So thank you in advance for all the ways that you support me. Let's get started, Taurus, with the energy for the full moon, the Page of Cups. This is almost a sense of innocence, playfulness, lightness that you are bringing to your experience. Because this is about the way in which you are processing lessons that you've learned from your lifetime of experiences, this shows an incredible openness to doing things differently, to experiencing yourself, to allow yourself to relax into who you are, to explore and enjoy the discovery of aspects of your creativity that you may not have been aware of or that you have not felt free to indulge in, participating in your gifts, practicing expressing your talents in a way that you now take an incredible joy in, and actually now recognize that this is promoting a sense of wholeness, who you are now, so that you're learning a lot about yourself. In the 10th house, the house of your social expectations, where we fit in the world the way others see you. The Five of Wands talks about a world in conflict. This can be particular to your place of employment or your position in the community. There feel like a lot of competition involved in whatever your particular world is. Whether you're a student in school, uh, have an important job and an important position in an organization, or if this is your community, is your world, your home, and the extension of your home into your neighborhood is your community. There is a sense of competing for resources, competing for attention, different ideas having to come together to work to solve a problem. And this shows the sense of competition. And in fact, because I see this card as expressing kind of learning laboratory that is often our lives, this is about learning. This is about committing to uh, and being open to new ideas, taking new roles, doing whatever is needed uh, for the group to make progress. In the first house, we have the 10 of Cups, and this is in the area of your perspective. It's very clear to me, Taurus, that you feel your world is abundant. You feel supported. You feel that you have many resources, many outlets, many ways that you can express yourself and be available to serve others who need help. This is about being in a safe place so that you've learned how to be respectful of not only your own boundaries, your own needs, but those of others. And that you see this as part of the world that you would like to extend further. What you have been able to create with your loved ones, you feel fulfilled. Doesn't mean that you stop here. It simply means that this way of being in community is a way that you see uh, as part of your vision, part of a way that the world could embrace in order to promote more abundance for more people. In the fourth house, we have the Justice card. And this really is feeling as though it relates to your place in the position, although the fourth house is your sense of home, your sense of family, but also your roots, your conditioning, your childhood experiences. And there is a sense that you have not been treated fairly in a way that may be relevant to the arena of competition that you are now feeling that you must perform in. So, if this is a classroom, if this is a job, if this is simply your community or your collective, your household, experiencing a sense of hard work, something that you've put energy into that you've never felt that you received equal or fair treatment in a way. This is impacting your desire to be successful in the world right now. This space that you feel is competitive is actually full of people just like you, people who have similarly been oppressed by a system, by rules, regulations that dictated the way something was supposed to be performed. And you now have an opportunity among this group to challenge that, to not make learning any less challenging, but to make it more meaningful, to be more gentle with yourself. We're sort of going back here to this Page of Cups energy, more playful, lighter, more humorous, more respectful of the experiences of others that you can't possibly know, but that you can be gentle and creative, uplifting yourself as part of your contribution to the group. And the seventh house of significant relationships is the Devil card. This is really, again, about you looking at who you are, how you show up in your significant relationships, and the ways that that no longer resonates for you, the way that you may be patterning your sense of presence in relationships, your necessary need to provide, to overgive, to manage, to direct others is part of something that you learned, something you saw, but that you now have the power and ability to choose differently. So you're looking at this can be a parental model that was not, did not feel successful or um, content with their life. So their way of expressing that frustration was in directing others. This is an example of the way that the devil or a toxic pattern can be mirroring itself in your lives. It can be mirrored in an individual, a significant partner, or a sibling, a family member, someone who's your relationship with feels as though uh, you're struggling for control or dominance. And it really is about you taking responsibility for your part in the struggle or this negative view that you have of this person who, after all, is a human being making mistakes ultimately, and quite possibly not a very happy person. So, this is about your own efforts to purge this negative role model. That's what's coming through for me. And I'm going to pull an oracle card for you and ask if you're enjoying this reading to please like this video, share this with others, and to subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I've pulled Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. This feels very, very connected up with the energy of the devil. And I don't like the title of this card because it evokes so many negative things from for so many people. However, the idea that someone else is the bad guy in your life is something you must be honest with yourself about. And it's right in line with how and why you may give someone else credit for an experience you've had or blame someone for negative experiences that you have had or are having. I'm going to clarify the Ten of Cups in the first house with the Ace of Cups. Lucky you. The sense of love, gentleness, flowing with the abundance in your life is really palpable here. You are valuing your love and your relationships, your money. You understand what your values are and you're honing to that. But you're being gentler with yourself, which I think is key here. You're recognizing that you are, no matter what your age, you're still an individual. You're still a person who's growing and learning. You are vulnerable, but you're not a victim. This is you participating in the abundance that exists in your life. This is the openness to new love in other forms. This is even seeing people in a competitive environment that you may be struggling with as valid, as having something legitimate to offer, as being open to receiving what others offer rather than resistant to what they have to offer. In the fourth house, the Justice card is clarified by the Justice card. So this really goes back to childhood experiences in my view. This is, at least is what I'm getting. That you learn the rules of being a member of a family as submitting to the rules of someone, as most children are, and that wasn't fair, that wasn't equitable, that there was hypocrisy perhaps in the application of the rules, and that there was a sense of uh, ill treatment. However, underneath it, there was an unhappy person or unhappy people that were calling the shots. The people that were modeling this behavior were themselves dissatisfied, frustrated, sad, depressed, quite likely, having experienced the oppression that they may have been trying to protect you from. So this is a more complex picture of the way injustice gets internalized within us and gets promoted unwittingly by encouraging people to stay in line, to not step out of line. And so that is perhaps shedding light on your rejection of this authority figure in your life. And the Devil card itself is clarified by the Nine of Cups. And what I do appreciate about this is that ultimately you realize that in taking more responsibility for perhaps an unsuccessful and unhappy and oppressive relationship with someone of great significance in your life, you have actually been forced into appreciating your gifts, appreciating your talents, the things that give you pleasure as a kind of anecdote to having to follow the rules that someone else is imposing. Perhaps not even knowing that there were other rules, but simply your form of rebellion was in exploring and discovering what you loved. There's an uh, unquenchable creativity that fuels your and motivates you to be in relationship with others, other significant people who share your vision, so that there's a way in which you want to experience everything with your partners, with your loved ones, and you want there it's difficult for you to contain yourself when there is a match, in part because of the elimination or the absence of this rule maker, the boss, the overseer. I hope that's making sense. And in the 10th house, the Five of Wands is clarified by Temperance. Temperance is a card that is often associated with you, although it's typically aligned with Sagittarius, I'm feeling that this is really describing a deeper creative process that you have leveraged in order to heal yourself of the deep wounds in uh, finding happiness, finding pleasure in the things that you do well, making them benefit you or work for you in a way that has been frustrating in the past. Giving yourself to the things you love have cost you, and you've had to balance that out by almost soul sucking effort to manage, to stay afloat, to find ways to support yourself through this abandonment to your creative gifts. This has actually been a lesson that you are now benefiting from as you have been able to move away from uh, seeing competition as negative. As you align yourself more and more compassionately with others and their struggles that may be different from yours, you're understanding that it is part of all of our fates to work through the traumas, the storms, the tornadoes that ceaselessly besiege us, one thing after another. And although many of these cards make the process of the archangel, I think this is Raphael, this may be Gabriel, I don't remember who this is, could be Michael. Make this look effortless, make this look shiny and sparkly. This is really difficult work. This is hard work. This has not been fun. This is recycling, repeating lessons, having to learn the same lesson over and over, trying not to repeat lessons and finding yourself back in the same situation over and over again. And finding that equilibrium, which you are now finding in your joy, in your pleasure, through your talents, through this beautiful quality of balancing, harmonizing your aesthetics of life, your value for hard work, for creativity. These are the things that are giving you the power that you need to craft your reality in the way that suits you best. And I'm going to finish this reading, Taurus, with a Yogic Path Oracle, hoping that you've gained some insight along the way. And I pull the card Kriya. And give me just a moment to look that up. And Kriya is effortless flow. Life feels like a river that you are graciously floating down with ease. You're on the path to your Dharma. Your highest purpose and doors are opening for you. One connection leads to another, and things are moving at high speed. Don't feel overwhelmed. This is how life is meant to be experienced. When you're in this rapid, high speed energy, everything requires far less effort. The universe is propelling you in the direction of your purpose and providing you with assistance to fulfill the very role you play. You no longer have to push, but rather can surrender to the greater forces. Keep up the flow and don't lose sight of your greater goal, uplifting the vibration of the planet. Thank you so much, Taurus, for this reading. Until next time, namaste.